everybody to Behind the Grow, the 5th edition of the podcast. Today I'm here with John Ramsey, who now is working with BioBizz USA, a good friend of mine, and just an all-around great guy. How you doing, John?
I'm doing excellent this morning.
You thought we were doing this tomorrow, so John...
Oh, absolutely. You know, I was a little surprised, but you know, sometimes it's pulling it together.
I feel it's good. You trimmed your beard, you threw on a hat, and then
Yeah, I threw on a hat. You know, I was going to show you like what I had going on, but like, let me just put that.
Hair.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd say when I met John, because of the timeline, this is what his hair looked like. I just can't remember. If you look at go to his Instagram and find an old picture, he had this long curly hair.
Yeah. We got some of the same hair problems. You don't have all the same hair problems that I have, but
I don't have any hair problems, buddy.
Yeah. Well, you know, so maybe in the morning. Maybe in the morning.
If I mind having an afro, then I have hair problems.
Yeah, I've been in those shoes before.
Yeah, and mine is so thick. I said I have like sideshow bob hair. Like yours goes down curly, mine will go like up. You know, one point will like break in the middle, but it's gravity defying hair.
I get it. I have some of that, except for like a couple particular spots that don't want to cooperate with the rest of what I have going on in my life.
Listen, it's what makes you unique. You know, you don't want to have the same hairdo as everybody else, right?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
That wouldn't fit my demeanor, you know.
Yeah, you got crazy hair. So you're at home?
I'm at home right now. Yes.
And home's Atlanta still?
No. Home's Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah,
North Carolina currently. Yes.
You lived in Atlanta though?
Correct.
Did you grow up in Atlanta?
No. That's where I got my first start. That's where I got my first gig in the industry at Atlantis Hydroponics.
Yeah.
And then you know, kind of continued on from there, and I got my first rep gig with Humboldt Nutrients.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll go. And so, where are you from originally?
From here, from Wilmington, North Carolina.
You were born in North Carolina. Okay.
Yep.
And then, so Atlanta's not too far from it.
No, it's like 6 hours. But that's definitely where I got my start. And then, you know, with working with Atlantis,
Atlantis. Everyone knows Atlantis is a retail store in Atlanta.
Correct.
I think they had. I mean, they may have had more. I know they had 3 stores back. Did they ever have more than 3 stores?
Yeah, they had quite a few stores at one point with the influx of the industry at the time, and I think they're really just down to one last one. It's new owners, and I went to their customer day for their new store. I believe it was last year, right after Hurricane Helene hit.
Yeah.
I drove right down. I left here at 11 o'clock a.m. and by the time I hit Augusta, it took a left, and I went through a place where they don't ever get hurricanes, and it was completely destroyed. And wow. I got to. I got there.
So you're still on the road a lot? You're in your car?
Yeah, driving? I still get it. Still been on the road. I've been on the road. You know, I've always been on the road. It's kind of been in my blood before I even had this job. My friends always called me Juan Valdez, kind of my tattoo crew, because I was always on the road just doing whatever I was doing at the time. And it's just continued with this line of work, and it, you know, just really fits into my personality. And I love going out, meeting people, and talking to people about this plant, and you know, and everything else that comes with that.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking I was doing this podcast and I invited you on, and I've grown to like you so much over the last couple of years, and I was trying to think, John, you know, like how do you describe this guy, you know? And then I thought, you know, you're a bit of an enigma in this day and age to me. You're this free spirit kind of. You party like it's 1999 and you're 19. Like you can. I'm afraid of you on some night. And I thought, and you know, I don't know anyone who doesn't like you, and you can be wild, like enough to make someone who's conservative like uncomfortable. But,
yeah. I'm really good at that. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, they'll still in the mornings like, oh yeah, he's a great guy, you know. Let's have fun. Oh yeah. So I wanted to do for fun. I try to do different things on this podcast, so it's, you know, whatever. It's not just I want to ask you like a couple questions about yourself so people can get to know John Ramsey. Just
Oh, I
simple.
hate talking about myself. Number one, I
These are,
didn't.
these are
I don't take compliments well. I don't like talking about myself.
It's silly. It doesn't matter. I just want to dig into your brain a little bit so that we can kind of figure out what's going on inside that clockwork of hamsters and
Ugh, that's
so
what
the
I've
question,
been
the first one
trying to
was,
figure out, and I've been working on this for a long time. I don't know if I've got too far, but maybe this is the therapy I need to
this
figure out where I
is
need to go.
this is going to open up you to yourself, and then people are
Oh
going to. So
yes, all
the
right.
first thing that's simple we went over is where you grew up. So you grew up in North Carolina.
Yeah, I grew up in North Carolina, and
It was a nice place to grow up. That was
it's nice. I mean, you live on the beach. It's nice, you know. We have
on
pretty
the beach.
beaches, you know.
80s,
And say what?
80s, and like in the 80s, and I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
know.
I was born in '81. I'm 43 currently, but I tend not to like keep track of how old I
Like
am.
I
You
said,
know,
free spirit. You're ageless to me.
ageless,
Yeah.
timeless, ageless, and whatever less less you can come up with.
That era, the 80s and the beach, does it seem like a magical time to you now compared to what shit's like today?
I mean, it's all shit. It's all shit, you know. All
Oh,
these
shit.
Yankees keep coming down here and telling us how things are done up in New York, and you know, it's just like more and more
Oh, it's
every
like
year.
that. All right, all right. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I do, but they're on block. They can't talk to me.
Okay, okay, good, good. See, we're digging here. This is a, what is your
It's like they have too many problems, and you know, like
I,
I got enough problems, and then like you know, and then they come in with like nuclear warfare every time, and I'm like,
we don't have to dig that deep. It's good. You have siblings, and that has enriched your life in ways that you do.
yes, it
What,
has.
what is your first memory?
First memory period. I think my first memory, because I have a daughter, and I asked her what's her youngest memory, and I think I remember telling somebody I was 3 years old, and I think it was one of my dad's friends who said, you know, how old are you? And I was like, 3 years old. That's what I got.
I went to a little music festival thing with Celia this weekend, and we're sitting on this beanbag chair, listening to folk music in the in the mountain in Quebec. Beautiful. This little kid just comes and sits down with us. He sits down.
Yeah, and you talk his head off.
No. This kid was. He says, "I am Oscar." Hey, Oscar. He goes, "I'm 3."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's great, great. He's like, gets up. He's like, "Have a good show," and he leaves. And his
Yep.
dad comes by behind him and goes, "So you met Oscar?" That's how
Yeah,
I
yeah,
envision you.
yeah. That's a look. I can pretty much see what you're talking about there.
I'm 3. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
That's what you now. I'm 34. I'm 41. All right. Whatever. What are your 3 favorite foods?
Ooh, that would definitely be probably ramen pho and Korean barbecue.
Ramen, pho. So that's a very. They're all Asian.
Yes.
Ramen.
Oh, I mean, I like tacos too, but they. It just depends where on the list and what
There you
order
go.
I've had those in where I need tacos.
That's good. So again, if anyone wants to take John out to dinner anytime, those you just
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
Chinatown and you'll find something that suits him.
absolutely.
You remember what you wanted to be when you grew up when you were a kid?
I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to be a dog.
Not a organic nutrient salesman.
No, I was hoping to be a dog because it looked like they had a good time, you know, without
Kind of
any
like
other.
a dog, you know.
A little bit like a dog.
Yeah, you're a good companion,
Yes, yes, yes.
husband,
Yep,
kind of cute.
yep.
Not all
Sometimes.
dogs are cute, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. People do talk about my energy. People are like, "Man, your energy is wild."
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of that lately.
That's
I'm
the
into that.
unique John thing. Now everyone who's listening realizes also John's got a lot of energy. If you don't like that, like maybe not first thing in the morning, you know. So I think that's there's like one more question for me that's important to really dig into. Someone is, do you ski or snowboard?
I do like to snowboard. It seems like it's getting rarer and rarer, rarer. That's a
You live
fun
in
word to
North
say.
Carolina.
I know. I mean, we have the largest peak on the East Coast, east of the Mississippi, which is Mount Mitchell, which is 6,400
Wow.
and some feet. But right around there, we have some small little hills to sled on, and which I'd never go. But I really want to go to Quebec and see you. And then this year, I think I'm going to go to Tahoe, see some good friends out there, Eric Poland, and maybe we get some other friends out there. But that's definitely on the list this year.
I love Tahoe. I skied there once. Yeah. Have you ever submersed your entire body in ice water?
No, well, yes, but not like
Not on
you do.
purpose? Oh!
Not like you, but I don't have that setup, with the ice and snow and
Yeah,
cold.
you do live in North Carolina, it's true.
Yeah. I live on the beach, like it's a little different down here. It's hot.
My random questions to get to know John Ramsey better. So you worked in a store for years,
Yes.
right? Three years you worked in a store in Atlanta. I visited that store, but I think like 18 or so years ago, on a short trip to Atlanta, and I still remember the owners and it being a really nice store. Uh, like any crazy stuff ever happened? I mean, I'm a Canadian in
I
Quebec, so
mean,
Atlanta is like
how
one of
many
them big.
crazy things do you want to hear about? How much time do we have that we're?
What was
I
it? Tell
mean,
me, what was it like? Because look, you've been around now. If it's 13 years in the industry, and I mean, it's not like to say how things were pre-legalization for the entire North America and what the olden days were like.
yeah,
But 13 years is long enough when pre-COVID and Atlanta was doing good.
yeah.
And how do you see that retail environment? Because obviously they had how many stores and they're down to one. I mean,
Yeah,
retail is
I
collapsed.
mean, it was like I don't know. I mean, they expanded when they needed to, but the market at the time was obviously pretty wild back in those days. And I was just saying, like, old people are like 1967. I got married, got out of the military, got out like, man. Ever since COVID, my brain's been kind of like. I can't tell you anything like that, with numbers and dates and stuff like that. But I can tell you a lot of stories about this, that, and the other. But it definitely was a education. It was a super, super big learning experience. We ran. They're like, from gangsters to grandmas is our clientele. Sometimes grandmas are the biggest gangsters in here. I really didn't like when they told me that. I'm like, yeah, whatever, motherfucker, like, but they were right. They were right 100%. Yeah, we definitely had a large Asian clientele, and yeah, it's the Asian grandmas were the biggest gangsters, hands down.
Nice, nice.
Absolutely.
They were the busiest stores in the state, right?
I mean, without a question, I mean, this is Atlanta. I mean, it's like it's the hub of Georgia. I mean, there's Georgia, and then there's Atlanta. I mean, it's two different places.
Nice. And Atlanta, as I think, famous for some of its music scene, in an era that you grew up in. You're pretty into all that too. Or
Oh
you
yeah, yeah,
DJ,
yeah.
don't you?
So,
You like,
yeah. I spit some vinyl records every once in a while where they let me.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes they let me, sometimes they don't. But sometimes, sometimes it's a good time, and most of the time it's a good time. I'll give you that.
Yeah, well, it's something again quite different than being a salesman or
Yep.
anything in this industry. Although there's a lot of overlap with music and cannabis for sure.
I mean, music overlaps. I mean, like the culture experience of like what this plant's done for us, and what how it all intertwines is amazing to me, and that's like one of the key parts I really like, kind of just bringing it all together.
Well, and it I guess brings you to maybe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago when you went to Reiki. So John now works for BioBizz. We should talk about BioBizz as a company after, because I mean I've known them forever, and I'm friends with the owner, and he is truly an incredible person. Um, and they have put together and did a collab product with Julian Marley, and then you were at Reggae in the River in California and got to hang around with him. I mean, you have
Oh
already
my,
on that
oh my
weekend.
God.
Tell me
Yeah,
about that.
it was. I just had probably one of the best experiences. I mean, I've been traveling forever. I get to travel with, get to see like my best friends that work with different companies, and get to travel the world, the country. And the trip I just got to do at Reggae on the River, which was the first weekend in August, first through the third. I went. We put in Monday at actually Tuesday in Merlin, Oregon, and we did 40 miles down the Rogue River. My friend Eric Chedlarski, he is a big time rafter, and he coordinated all this. And we had 360. There was 8 of us, I believe, on 3 boats, and we we did level 4 rapids. And like these boats are just like the guy with like 2 oars, and the people up front don't have anything to do. The only thing we can do is just kind of like drink beer and tell them like don't hit some rocks. That's about all we can do. And we had some life or death situations. We had to ghost ride our whip. And then we did survive.
What's Ghost Rider Whip? I don't know what that means.
We ghost we ghost rid our whip because we went down to a level 4 rapid, and this thing was called the picket fence, and we got hung up on the picket fence, which was not a picket fence. It was a bunch of rocks, and huge rocks, and like and all the water was like shoving us into this hole, and we survived, but we had to take life or death situations, and we decided just to ghost ride the whip, send the raft down by itself, and then we had to scale all these rocks and come down around the rapids, and then we like
Uh,
had to jump in the water and doggy paddle the best we could over to the boat.
sounds amazing.
It was amazing. It was like, yeah, the best time of your life. And then we had really nice margaritas after that. Cheers to Reed. Cheers to Chad. Cheers to Batman, Eric Poland, and everybody else involved, Tiff and
Yeah.
Violet. And yeah, I
Okay.
think that was everybody. We had quite an amazing time there. So we just had the best time. I mean, where we were sleeping was just straight up nothing but bear country. And we did see a little baby bear right after we almost died. I don't know like what kind of symbolism that means, but it felt special. It felt
Well,
really
quite exciting.
special. And then Friday we had to drive. We got like halfway there, and and then Friday morning we got there around like 11 o'clock, and got to reggae on the river, and then we had to go set up our campsite, and yeah, and just pretty much right as we get in, it was just probably one of the best music festivals I've ever been to. Really well run. Thank you, Anna. She was really helpful in this whole situation. Thank you, Ginger and Tiger. My niece came, and really proud of my niece. She just graduated Duke with a full ride, and this is the last thing she did before she's going back to get her doctorate's degree, and which she's there right now. So
Well,
that was one thing we got to do together right before she goes and puts in some really hard work.
this is
And
a work trip, right? Here so far, you're telling me about your work trip.
yeah, oh, yeah. This is a work trip. This is a work trip. Yes, and
Very
yes, we
good.
worked with Julie and Marley from the Marley family. The first time I got to go to Bilbao, the first person I met was Julian Marley and his manager Travis, and it's pretty cool just how we just like circles back around. They weren't the first people I saw here, but Friday we get in, get our setup, then we start, go check out music and see the lay of the land and everything. Then Saturday we get hit up by Travis. It's like, hey man, we're going to come over. Me and Damien, our photographer, are going to come over and get some shots with you. And I'm like, all right, cool. So he comes over a campsite. We start making margaritas and rolling up pretty hard, as you can imagine. And going around getting pictures. We do juju is what we do with Julian Marley. And we sponsored the water stations there, and so we went and got like some pictures with that, and just like just kind of like just content and stuff. And then later on that day, later down that evening, Julian played, and we got to go back in the green room and hang out with him, and then hang out with him on like on the side stage when he was playing, which was like absolutely amazing. And then afterwards, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna come back and hang out with you at your campsite." We're like, "All right, well, cool, And then like we go back, kind of regroup a little bit, and then like 30 minutes later, here they come just like walking down, and we had just like the most amazing session with them. Damien just got these amazing pictures with us, and like I said, it's all these people are with is straight up family. They're not even friends. This is like just straight up deep down family, like Hydro family, and it's really great that we get to connect like this. And
So,
I mean, a lot of
okay,
people just don't get to experience like this.
yeah, no, that's why. Yeah,
No,
it's
they
amazing.
don't. Yeah, it's hard to explain what we do, but yeah, I mean, we just got friends and family like this, and
What you do too is you
like me,
socialize
like
with them.
so like the next couple of days, like the next day after that, Damien put all the content together and posted it on Julian's uh, Instagram. I'm like all over it, which I was like super stoked about. I'm like, oh my god, look, there's me, there's my niece, there's my niece, there's Travis. You know, yeah, it was super fun. It was super rewarding too. Like, I mean, I can't wait to do it again next year.
I was going to say, I said we might want to do reggae in the river next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I put that on the list.
So
Put that on the list. I can't wait.
yeah, it's a good timing too. So there's this new fertilizer, Juju Royale, which is, I'll say this if I'm confused. It's not it's made by BioBizz. It's very similar to BioBizz, but it's different than
It's
BioBizz.
it's similar to BioBizz. Yes, I mean it is BioBizz.
Oh,
It's
it's made
something
by
that
BioBizz.
yeah, I mean it's BioBizz. It's just a different formula. It's really going to be geared towards more new growers. It's a simple formula. There's a grow bloom, and there's a seaweed product, and it's that's the main that's the main liquids in it. But they've been testing in Jamaica for the last
Well, that's
Uh,
I met him in BioBizz the year and a half ago or whatever it was when he
mhm.
didn't come. He was supposed to come and then he didn't come. And I met one
Right,
of the
right,
guys, the researcher guy from Jamaica. He was telling me all about it,
right.
and a lot of it
Dr.
spawned.
Emmanuel.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of it spawned from not just Julian's desire to uh, have more organic everything, but from original of his father's philosophy, his brother's philosophies, the Rasta philosophy, a lot of the love of the earth and all this. I don't say wholesome living. It's not the right. I was going to say wholesome living. That's
Right.
not
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean,
But when it
they
comes
lived at
to
Isol, you know, they lived at Isol,
yeah,
like
yeah,
natural life.
yeah, that's it. Uh, I mean, I thought it was interesting that the guy that BioBizz somehow and him found each other and then convinced him to make this line. Um, but I would imagine that this market is a hard place to launch a new nutrient. Are you guys even registered in the U.S. yet, or no?
Yes, it's all that's coming about. I think we should have everything done. I think everything should be ready to go by 26, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Today's the
20,
26th.
huh?
No,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
know
20,
26.
25, 26. I mean, oh my God, we're getting old.
But yeah, so that's really interesting. I hope that that goes well. I think he could be a good ambassador for organic growing. And just again, I'm sure majority of the people who will be watching this would know, but in case they don't know, BioBizz, and for me, it's kind of like the original organic nutrient in this market. And I mean, I don't think that Dutch, but it's Spanish. It's a Spanish company. It's in Bilbao,
Yeah,
Spain.
yeah.
They had
One
some
of our
roots in Holland. They moved, right?
Correct. Yeah. Like so. Well, like one of our some of our ending is Dutch origins. The owner Lewis, he's from Spain, or excuse me, he's from Holland. And you know, if everybody doesn't really know exactly the climate in Holland, it seems like it'd be more lenient to these things just because of Amsterdam and this, that, and the other.
Whoa,
But come
whoa.
to find out, they're kind of hard on cannabis growers in particular. So when let's say like let's say yes, they can sell at the coffee shops, but guess what? If they pop you transporting weed, like you know, like let's say a couple pounds or kilos, whatever you want to call it, then they find out where it's being grown, so they go back, raid that building, and then they find out. Oh, we'll look at the lights. We'll look at the soil. We'll look at the nutrients, and then the government goes after you. And so when they do that, it puts everybody on edge, and nobody wants to be sued and have everything their livelihood taken away from you, i.e., that's why we move headquarters to Spain, and Spain doesn't have those kind of regulations going on with these kind of products.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. A lot of Dutch companies had to leave. And again, it seems so ironic. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, you think you
Absolutely.
think it's progressive, but you realize that the politicians, most of the politicians, are quite conservative in that
And,
country.
and, and I had no idea. Like talking with Jair, Jair's like, you know, he's like, guess how many medical cards are there in Holland? And I'm like, you know, like I have no idea. He's like 500, and I have one of them. I'm like, what? What? That's
Well,
amazing.
why would you get a medical card in Holland when you can just go down to if you're
I
in
don't
Amsterdam?
know.
It's
I
out of
don't know. Maybe they have better shit in the medical program than what they have
Amsterdam.
in, you know. Obviously, you know which places to go and which not. But you
Probably
know,
imported from Canada.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. We have to ask Jair on that one.
Yeah,
I don't have those problems.
yeah, yeah. No, that's it. Is North Carolina? What's the status of North Carolina?
Oh, it's North Carolina is still they will throw you in jail. Last 420, the Cherokee, which is 6 hours away from you, the Cherokees opened up the very first dispensary in North Carolina. Um, it's on the reservation, so they can have these kind of things. So they've been growing out there. But they opened up an amazing dispensary 420, and I was working with them, and they got to grow some of our. I sent them a run of BioBizz, and they grew the best run that they ever have grown. But they could not continue that just because of who their consultants are, and that's kind of the road that they're on. You know, sometimes that happens on everybody's consultants, no matter what the turnout is. They kind of just stick to schedule and run whatever they're doing. But like I said, wish them luck. These guys are a bunch of my friends, and you know, I think they're really going to open up the doors in the state for the rest of us.
Yeah.
North Carolina does have the Research Triangle, which has the largest doctor population in the middle of the state. And I really wish those guys would do better work to help us get some sort of program in place. We need
Let's see.
something.
I mean, it's just your governor or whoever makes the laws
I
is super.
mean,
Like,
I
the whole
mean, it's
country is gone, right?
yeah, I mean, it's always, it's obviously all these politicians really holding everything back as usual. They want to get paid before anybody else, and then the rules that they put in place, the laws that they put in place. Like we've been doing this seems like a long time now. For the U.S. and then like you look at like Thailand, they had the laws what like 3 years, and their laws are far surpassed ours. I mean, not to say
Oh,
it's not easy market over there by any means, no, but they get to distribute their products all over the world, wherever they can
yeah.
be had.
Well, us too, right? I've always thought that
Oh yeah,
for
yeah. You guys too. Yeah,
we were the first major. I think Uruguay was the first country, then Canada,
yeah, yeah. So you guys
and
been doing that for a long time as well.
it's not perfect, but you think a government would have the sense when you know it's not that dangerous, you know that we'll call it criminal, but there's an underground element to how it's distributed. If you're not going to control it, someone else is going to control it. It's not going to happen.
Right.
And if you do control it, nothing's going to happen except for now as the government, you can make tax money instead of spending police money, which you can still spend that police money doing, proper police work. You don't have to go after cannabis growers, and then you could federally legalize it so that you could export. U.S. is famous for their quality. They would be an amazing export country. Like instead, Canada has built these relationships with every major, be it the Germanys or the Australias or the Israels or wherever it's in all these
Yep.
countries that it's distributed to, and because of our quality and our the GMP and all the things that can prove quality, we get into these countries. So there's a huge business here in
Right.
Canada for export that US could be all over.
All over it. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and for
We just be doing so much better. But this is,
yeah,
we've grown up here, and there hasn't been one thing or another that's been great. Like yeah, we've had legalization, and obviously in those states where it has been legalized, there's definitely like some growth now. Like i.e., like let's take New York. New York's having a lot of growth right now, but it should
Minnesota.
be easier. It shouldn't be like this, we don't need to like grease their wheels so much where it just completely like unravels the whole thing of what, whoever's company it is that they've had to jump so much money into it just to make whoever happy just to get started. And it's a lot. It's really too much. The market's very interesting right now, as you know. And you'd think that maybe some of these guys would, I mean, whatever side of the fence you're on, it's all about money. Like if you want to tax it like tobacco, tax it like alcohol. Let's leave it alone, and let's not make it insanity for everybody.
Tax it fairly, because they're obviously love to overtax in places like California. That's a nightmare.
Oh yeah,
And then open up for exports, so
yeah,
that this oversupply that's killing the market here can leave competitively. And I mean, in
yeah.
Canada, we have a bit of an advantage because our electricity is so cheap and our dollar's low. But then you have California. You have a place where this stuff grows outside. I mean, I'd imagine North Carolina, if you're a good grower, you could use the sun, but the weather there seems unstable at the end of
Unstable. So like out in the mountains of North Carolina, it was like Madison County, and that was always known as like our Emerald Triangle, Emerald Triangle of North Carolina. And now, yeah, so like back in the day, like, oh man, you don't go walking around Madison County, you'll just be got. Same shit applies, but it's not
the.
weed that they're growing, it's the ginseng out there. So like ginseng is so expensive. It
Yeah.
grows there naturally, and so like ginseng is like it's ginseng, and like yep, you don't want to be running up on the any local boys. They'll ask you, "Hey, you singing? Hey, you singing?" Like they ask you that, you just say, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and I'm lost. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of here."
I don't want to eat your ginseng.
Yeah, yeah.
I never
So
that I never did.
yeah. I don't
So
know if you got.
you,
I don't know if you got to edit that or not, but
I don't even know what you're talking about.
yeah, I know.
So you worked for, because we didn't talk about this at all, but when you went from it, you left Atlantis and you ended up working for Humboldt Nutrients. So that's
Humboldt
someone else
Nutrients. Yep,
known
Humboldt
since
Nutrients was my first gig, and
Roy Gomez. He's a politician
Roy,
now or
so,
something.
so Roy Gomez, I've only spoken to in the last month in the car with Shed, and
Yeah.
came up something about Humboldt Nutrients. I'm like, yeah, I never met Roy Gomez, never talked to him. He goes, what? Are you serious? Just like instantly calls him, and we're just like talking to him on the phone when we're going rafting, and I'm like, just pretty funny stories.
You worked there for 3 years?
So yeah, I worked there like a little over 3 years. I think it was almost four, and then so when I first got my rep gig, the very first thing I did was go do my competition, which was Flora Hydroponics, and my buddy Brandon ran that store. Well, I didn't know him. That I didn't know really didn't know him. I think I knew of him, and I went in there and like we instantly just became really good friends. And right about this time, we were moving back to North Carolina, and Brandon had a customer day, and I brought like my turntables back down, and he had his shop was like right in the middle of downtown Atlanta, right on 85. He had like a 14,000 square foot store, and yeah, like like everybody's like there, like setting up their stuff on their table, and I'm just like setting up turntables in my booth. People are like, "Well, what are you doing?" I'm like, what the fuck does it look like I'm doing? you know, I'm not a meteorologist, but I can tell you what I'm doing. But I don't know. Ever since then, we became really good friends, and then he
This is
got picked
Brandon
up.
you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brandon
yeah.
Cotter. Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know him, he now works for Hawthorne. And he worked for Psycho, and he obviously worked there. And he's also basically he's just like a bigger version of John, and kind of
Yeah.
like a little cooler. He hasn't got the cool thing going on
He
sometimes.
kind of looks like a cop. What are you talking about? He kind of looks like a cop, like he's like
I
that's his
don't know.
shtick,
Maybe
but
maybe military or a cop. Just so he
maybe
bites.
military. He does buy most of his clothing at the gun range. So if that tells you anything,
Anyway,
but he is a really good friend. And he hired me for Psychonutrients, and then we traveled together everywhere for Psycho, and we we did it up. We had a really good time. There's no doubt about
it
that.
was in between Humboldt and Dynagro, or
So it was Humboldt Psycho. Then I did Super Thrive, and then when
nice.
um, they hired me for Super Thrive. They ended up buying Dynagro too. So I got like Super Thrive and Dynagro under my belts as
And
well.
that's when we started to talk a lot when you were at Super Thrive. Although I knew
Absolutely.
you, I met you, whatever. Like I said, 'cause I knew Roy, I knew Humboldt. I've even
Yeah.
been to Atlantis, but I think I went before you were there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So all right. So and now, so Psycho, you were on the road.
Yeah. So yeah, me
Dynagro,
and Brandon,
you were on the road. So you've been on the
yeah, that
road
was like
since the Atlanta days.
yeah. Been on the road, but like I said, been on the road a while. Like I said, like my tattoo crew back in the day just called me Juan Valdez because I was always on the road doing whatever, and it's just like really continued. And I don't know. Like I said, I like the lifestyle. It's a good balance for me. I got a home life. I got a kid, and so I get to spend time with her. And then when I'm gone, I'm gone. But I'm here pretty much here for my daughter 9 times out of 10, except where I'm on the road a little bit.
So of those almost 10 years on the road, it was interesting, right? It was 3+ at Atlantis, 3+ at Humboldt. You said 3+ at Dynagro, Super Thrive, 3 now at BioBizz, but you had left out the Psycho, or else I was worried because you never got to 4.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
I'm like,
don't know.
well, shit, are you looking for a
There's
job?
been a lot of
I'm gonna get
turmoil in the
fired.
industry. There's a lot of turmoil in this industry, and it's not
Well,
necessarily because I wasn't loyal. It was like outside factors bleeding
of course,
into. Yeah,
of course, of course, it wasn't you. Um, so now 10 years on the road as a rep, selling 5 different nutrient brands. Well, one of them's a supplement, is 70-year-old Super Thrive, whatever it is, like crazy
yeah.
Super Thrive. It's like that vinegar for French fries in England, that
I
malt
get it.
vinegar.
Yeah.
Like
No flavor.
obviously the market's changed immensely in terms of the amount of stores. But like, what else? Like, what have you, like, kind of like, what are you feeling about the market today without just, like I said, without saying anything negative? How would you talk about the market today
I
compared
mean,
to
the
how it
market
was?
I mean, the market's different today. I mean, it's like just different. Hell, it's different every day, and you just gotta learn how to read it, and trying to get like really to your customers. Like pretty much the thing I preach with Super Thrive, Super Thrive with BioBizz. Excuse me. Yeah, I kind of got these like things. I've said all these different companies. They still get stuck in my head with BioBizz. It's definitely my favorite product that I've worked for. It grows some of the best weed I've ever seen. Period. All those other companies definitely have something specific it does. And it works great, but this is my favorite hands down. When you see BioBizz weed compared to, I don't know, whatever else you got beside it, I want that. And so I like to say it's just kind of like everything's like the sea of the same right now, kind of like a little bit like, what do you call that stuff that you guys used to send down here back in the day?
Love.
Yeah.
Maple syrup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, you guys used to send all that love. Oh my God, I can't even think what it is.
That's gonna get clipped, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's gonna get clipped for sure. No, it's just it's just kind of like it's like a modern day Beasters era we're in, So it's like, I don't know about that, I don't know if I want to smoke that. It's just kind of like, what the kids like to say, just mid grade now, But yeah, you got you don't got to run a full line, but if you want to sprinkle some additives in there with what you're doing, and it definitely makes it turn the flavors up, and that's pretty much where we're all at,
Nice. And like I said earlier, such a nice company, and back to that owner, Lewis is this guy. If you go to if you like say you're BioBiz, like other shows he may be at, Berlin or wherever, and you don't know who he is, and you go to the booth, you're gonna think he's one of the sales guys,
Oh yeah, he's the best.
Setting up,
Yeah.
he's taking down, he's schlepping shit around.
Oh yeah.
You see him talking to people, and you get the feeling pretty quick that he's got some aura. There's something special about him, but he is a really down to earth. He everyone cares about their business. I don't know what I mean. Like everyone cares about their business, but I just feel in BioBizz and with the whole organic movement that they're trying to continue to push the narrative of organic is better, not just for the plant, but maybe for the planet and maybe for you and whatever. Like I said, I think that's something that you found yourself into a really.
Yeah, I found myself into like a great. I mean, like I said, like I've so like coming from the last company I worked for, I worked with a suit, and I'm not really used to working with suits, and I did very well at that company. But the signs of the time, I got let go after the pandemic. After we went real high and it went real low, and then they let me go. But so as I was doing my interviews with Dan Gulliver, I'm like Dan
Gulliver.
Oh, Dan Gulliver. Yeah, I'll give a plug on Dan Gulliver.
Gulliver.
So Dan was interviewing me, and we did 4 or 5 or 6 interviews. I'm like, well, Dan, obviously I've been knocking these fucking interviews out of the park. When am I going to meet the man? He goes, all right, it's time for you to meet Lewis. I'm like, okay, cool, and so like next few days or next week, whenever I had this call with Lewis, so I'm like, I get on with Dan. Then I'm like waiting on Lewis, and I'm like just going through my head. I'm like, oh my God, is this guy gonna be like a suit, or like is he gonna be like one of us? Like which way is he gonna go? And then finally, like we're waiting for his feed to come on, and then it was just like he was like, he goes, I'm in a fucking bar. This ass over here is fucking loud. This isn't an interview. Welcome to the team. Which I loved, I'm like, oh my God, I can deal with this guy any day of the week.
Well, you still got to put up your numbers, John, but as long as you do that, they're going to love you.
Yeah, I'm working on it, buddy, every day.
Yeah, no, I know. And like I said, there's a nice thing about selling a quality product. It's always hard to sell, but at least people who use it.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool about it is everybody's like, man, it's like some of the first nutrients I ever used to grow with, and I grew the fucking fire. That's what everybody says. I grew the fucking fire. That's what it's like. That's the first thing I used, and people are pivoting back to it simply because of that. And like I said, it's not the answer for everything, but if you want to stand out from the rest, it definitely is. It'll put you far ahead of the game. And I'd love to work with anybody that would love to hear me tell you about it, and if we can work together. You know, it's like I said, building relationships, and you know, I don't build any bridge, I don't burn any bridges. I like to build them, and you know, I'm really good at networking and finding out what works for what you know, whatever whatever we need to do. I can make it happen.
Yeah, I'm a proponent of trying new fertilizers. You know, I'm very lucky having the magazine for so long now that I get offered lots of product and people would like me to use their products, and I like using products. Like I like
Yeah,
trying new stuff. Like I just fired up yesterday Garden Clean. You know, Garden Clean, chlorine dioxide gas. I have I got a powdery mildew problem. I've never been so happy to get a sample of a product. I'm like, "Ooh, powdery mildew," and same thing with hypochlorous acid. I try to use everything. As anyone who's ever had a small grow room and doesn't have everything dialed in perfectly, powdery mildew is it's so hard to get rid of. Just I've been growing for a long time, like 20 plus years, 25 years, and I never had powdery mildew. I didn't even know what it was apart from picking. And I
yeah,
say I moved, you know, and then about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I grew a seed from a company. I won't say who it is because I don't want to. They're amazing breeders. But I joked around that it was bred. I said fucking powdery mildew was bred in that seed because the plant like it grew, and all of a sudden it had it. I'm like, oh shit! Like I
yeah.
recognize that from the internet. Fuck! So I would spray it and everything I did, it wouldn't go away. And I had other strains beside it that weren't getting it.
Hmm. Yeah,
Nothing had it in my. And then of course do that for a month and a half. Of course everything had it. And
yeah,
everything's had it ever since. And I have gone to major lengths. I'm not saying I never did anything. And
yeah.
oh well, I got no, I fucking
You talked to everybody about it, and for long
yeah, I
lengths of
can't
time.
try products, and a lot of stuff knocks it back, just knocking it back. And so I even killed a humidifier that had, I was in there so long, I didn't know what to do. I can't keep using it. Ah, anyway, so Garden Clean. This is my plug for garden. If that stuff works, you're gonna hear me telling everybody about it.
I get it. I get it.
And it really smells. I did the bomb, and I went back in the room, and turned the fan back on. I'm like, oh damn, what's this place?
Oh yeah.
Nothing's living in here. But anyway,
Yeah.
powdery mildew. Like I said, we're lucky in Quebec now. I can have a medical permit and have a nice garden and not have to worry about shit anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you still got to worry about shit, but not other things.
and all these fertilizers. Back to my original point. I really got off on a tangent. But that I like trying different fertilizers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've dialed back too, and it's because there's some growers in Quebec, and I've done it with a couple of nutrients, including Mills and Optimum and Canna are the three that I've actually tried this with. That I only grow with the AB. And I use Grow Genius. I use a silica, and I use a hypochlorous acid, a safe grow activate, and that's it. And I keep my reds super clean, and they look like water. And it's because I grow with autopots. So I really don't. And you can use a BioBizz and autopots,
Absolutely.
but you can't just let it sit for a week in a res. You know what I mean?
No.
You have to take measures, and then you got to clean it, and So
Well, there's like some ways, like our buddy Pat did a really good video on it, and you can find that. You can find that on Autopot, and it's very good.
And it works amazing. I've heard it works amazing in autopots. Like, people love it. But like I said, for me, when I look at my res, I want it to look like a glass of water. If you know what I mean. I don't even want to see green algae. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see sediment. I just want to see clean water.
Yeah, I get it.
So I'm pretty particular. But I also travel a lot.
Oh, I've seen your places.
Yeah, I leave my garden sometimes alone for 8-10 days. And yeah, I gotta really simplify everything.
Yeah.
I'm also an autopod fanatic. I've tried everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's better than a sophisticated drip system with be it whatever system that you can do drybacks on and really have control over drybacks and fertigation. And yeah,
you did like some purple turmeric, right?
What purple turmeric? I grow turmeric like crazy.
Yeah. Maybe it was that. Maybe I thought it was like something. I thought it was like a special variety you did this past year or something.
I was in. Were you at Spanabiz this year?
No, I didn't make it this year.
Yeah. So I had friends who had brought blue turmeric.
There you go.
And I was going to bring some home and grow it, and I forgot to get it from them. And I forgot, and I got home, and they asked me, "Hey, did you ever grow that?" I'm like, "Oh fuck, I never, but I just transplanted yesterday all my little turmerics into the bigger pots, cleaned my whole grow room, garden clean, and I put everything going back in after this podcast, which I'm pretty excited about. Uh,
Well, I'm excited to be on the podcast. Thanks, Eric.
yeah, let's not finish, man. I got more to ask you. What I wanted is, and I have one or two myself, which I've never bothered to share yet. But any like really good road stories of all this 8-9 years on the road, like what's kind of the craziest thing, or like
I mean,
life defining or life losing experience?
We have been in a murder in Atlanta on a customer day at a friend's grocery store. It was Easter Saturday. I had my kids, my friends' kids there. That was life changing. And then, I was scooping up my friends, like mother and kids, like it was a minivan. I was like scooping them up, throwing them in the van, like we were running out. And that's when the stuff happened. I used to live in the area in Atlanta, in Midtown, and we used to go to this place called, I can't really remember, it was like a gay Mexican taco joint. And it was like the closest place. And I'm like, man, they got good tacos. Maybe we'll just like go there, you know?
Yeah.
And so we had like all our kids and stuff. And then like, we're ordering beers and just like looking at each other like,
What just
what
happened?
the fuck happened? And then they just kept blowing the fucking whistle and just bringing us shots. Like we didn't order it, but like this is just what they do. Like we're like, all right, I'll take 7 shots or whatever. Yeah, I might need more. But yeah, there's like stories like that, but most of them are really fun and happy stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the best parts are like, just getting together with all your friends in these different cities. I mean, usually they're big cities, but sometimes they're like little bumfuck cities that, there's nothing there except us. I mean, it doesn't really matter where we go. We just need a couple of us, we'll have a great time.
That's
like everywhere.
The trade.
I don't know, like, what was it, 2 years ago? We did Montreal Jazz Fest, which was pretty sweet.
Well, I said you and Brendan are just road tripping up into Vermont, and then we had to talk. I'm like, well, come up. And you came up for the first day of the Jazz Fest and saw a singer you'll never hear of or never see again since 80,000 people.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't even explain that music.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever, man.
It was super fun. And Montreal definitely knows how to throw a good party.
Yeah, I said Montreal Jazz Fest. Whoever hasn't been and is looking for something to do the first week of July.
Yeah, and Eric's birthday is about that same time, so like we're trying to coordinate it this coming year.
Yeah. Nick and Nathan and Steve came down this year. I thought you guys were coming, but I understand.
It was stuff popping off right there, and that thing works sometimes, getting in the way.
Yeah, getting in the way is tough. You got kids, you have responsibilities at home, so no. And Brandon too. He has multiple kids, and they're all
and he's a baseball coach. Yeah, baseball coach. He's got. Play with a purpose, kids. Play with a purpose. Like, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't play baseball.
I don't know, but when I see all the posts of his kids, they're always like winning stuff.
Yeah, they are winning.
Hitting home runs and stuff.
Yeah. He just got him $400 backs or something. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, but
I really enjoy his baseball family pictures. Like, I'm like, that kid better be going somewhere because he looks like he's going somewhere.
They probably are. They're really getting it right now.
Yeah. Anyway, that's always fun. I don't give a lot of parenting advice to people. It's not true. I do. But I tell any parent, mother, or father who will want to listen to me has young children, and my best advice I could ever give you is get your kids in sports. If they get into sports, just go.
Just wear condoms.
Never miss a game. Like, connect on the sports, and if they like music, then you never miss a recital. If they like whatever, if they don't like anything and they play video games, well then I guess I'd say learn how to play video games. But the sports thing, especially like connecting and being with your kids in sports when they're young, is like nothing else in the world. It's I'm sure when I'm old and dying and looking back, my happiest memories will be coaching my kids.
Yeah. What did you coach?
I coached my daughter's soccer team.
Very nice.
And then I got kicked off. I was kicked out of the whole thing. And then I coached my son's soccer team in the same league. And then I got kicked out again and told probably I'm not the right person for that league. And had nothing. I was amazing and they were horrible.
Yeah.
Both times.
Did you yell at them a lot?
I never yell. I never yelled at any kids. The other advice I give parents is never, ever yell at your kids. Never. Like, never. No matter what they do, no matter how bad they are, never, ever, ever. And if you do that from the beginning, then your kids will listen. Like, they'll listen to you, but they'll tell you shit because they know you'll never get mad. Now, you don't not have repercussions to actions. That's not what I'm saying at all. But yeah. No, so I never yell at the kids. I'm not, I'm like
I
fucking,
know.
what's that TV show and that soccer coach from the US, whatever, isn't that?
What's his face? Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
I'm definitely more like him than Coach Carter, and you
Yeah.
don't do extra suicides because you're late. It's cool.
Oh, but I ran a lot of suicides in
So they're gonna
soccer
run
and
suicides.
laps. I was mainly laps, I believe.
Yeah, and then I've been coaching my son's futsal team, which is indoor soccer. It's not exactly indoor soccer; it's futsal, and this will be the 5th year.
What's futsal?
It's like 4-on-4, but 5 with a goalie. But it's on a basketball court, but a little bit bigger, indoor, small net, and there's no throw-ins.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And it's fast, and of course it's a size 4 ball. It's a little more dense,
Oh, interesting.
and it's very fast, and it really makes you work on the quick passing, and you have to have really good feet to be able to dribble on a gym floor. So
Yeah.
on that, I've been coaching for this will be my 5th year.
That's pretty cool.
And he's graduating high school this year, so I have a feeling my coaching career ends this year.
Oh, you never know, but congrats on that. Congrats on
Pretty sure.
a graduating son. That's nice.
Yeah. My daughter's in university, studying to be a teacher now. So and both my kids are the salt of the earth.
If you didn't know, I play a little footy myself.
Oh well, yeah. No, I did not know that.
I didn't think so.
But the hair, now that I'm thinking about it, I could just imagine that old hair of yours
Oh
flowing
yeah,
in the wind.
like Alexi Lawless flowing in the wind.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
like really running fast.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I can run pretty fast. I'll race anybody,
yeah. Well, again, that high energy,
Oh, I do have a lot of energy. But they did let me play on a girls' team this year, and we're number 1. So think about that. Think about it.
I don't know. How'd you get on the girls' team, John? What would you?
It's a co-ed. I like saying I play on the girls' team.
Oh, 2025, right? So I'm not going to question it or be careful. I said, look, that's cool.
Yeah, like our men's team, we got like 3rd on our men's team this year, and we did pretty good. But I like to say, have you ever heard of? Have you ever seen Eastbound and Down?
Again, it rings a bell. I couldn't.
Eastbound and Down's got Danny McBride, and it takes place. They filmed it here in Wilmington, and so the bar that they go to is called Shaboom's. So I like to say I play for Shaboom's from Eastbound and Down. It's our buddy's dad's bar, so we play for it. And I think we have like 5 second place trophies in the rafters, but that's it. We can't figure out first place to save our life. So, yeah.
Hey, listen, second is good.
Not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah,
and it's basically everybody I grew up playing soccer with, and it's pretty funny.
Nice.
And everybody went to Michael Jordan's high school, which is Laney, and they have a few funny stories from that. Like the Michael Jordan's basketball coach was the detention teacher at the time, and all my friends were in detention all the fucking time. So they had Michael Jordan's basketball coach as the detention teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. There's pictures of them everywhere in that school.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Nice. And so you're here at BioBizz. You plan on staying there for a while? Things are going good?
Yeah, forever. Yeah, forever. But yeah, things are going good. Like I said, it's my favorite product I've ever represented. It definitely does. It throws it down for best flavors, best smells, best everything, really.
And if anyone is listening and they want to try BioBizz, they just need to contact you, John at BioBizz.com.
John at BioBizz.com. That's my email. My IG is Ramsey_BioBizz.
You don't mind I just give your email out to the entire...
Yeah. That could get fun,
Everybody.
Hey, I'm in.
Right.
But yeah, let me know. I can send you out a test run or get you something that you want to try, and we can kind of work our way from there.
Nice. And there's 2 things. Something else new I want to do. Typically, at the end of the show, I try to get people to say something nice about me and the magazine.
Okay, perfect.
Like, let's see what you think about the magazine, but it has to be nice. Like, if you don't have something nice to say,
all I say is nice things. Look, my thing says "be nice," and I've been trying.
I got a be nice thing here somewhere too.
Yeah, right. Well, if you guys don't know Eric in garden culture, Eric is probably the most friendly Canadian that there is. I put him ahead of every other Canadian because we get along very well. But the content that they create in garden culture month after month after month is amazing, and they do hit all the right demographics. Is who you want to be talking to and what you want to be what you want to know about. Eric's been a great friend, and I'm glad we got to connect over the last. I think it's been like the last 6 or 7 years that we've really gotten deep with each other, and it's been fun, man. Like I know your wife, I don't know your kids yet, but I'm coming to your birthday next year, so I can't wait. But yeah, love your company, love you, and like I said, anything I can ever do for you, man, you let me know.
Nice. And then final message. What do you have to say to anyone listening? The last message from John Ramsey.
Hey, my last thing I want to say here is just thanks again, Eric, for having me on and what you bring to the cannabis community. And you know, these are the kind of things that make this culture, the cannabis culture, important. And you know, it's not supposed to be, um, this industry's hard. It's not as easy as like the outside looking in, like you have to have some time on the ground here and you have to have a really good network to make this work because pretty much I think our group is getting smaller, which hopefully in the end will be easier because, things have been filtered down and filtered through a lot. But the content of culture of cannabis is important and garden culture brings that.
Awesome. Awesome. And peace on earth.
Peace on earth.
All right,
And
John.
A-Town down.
A great rest of your day. Anyone who wants to have a better life should contact John Ramsey. He will just enrich yours.
Absolutely. Brrr, la,
Yeah.
la, 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 la.